Good afternoon, it's Bob from Trade Genius, the 28th of June. Just got back in from my long flight and overnight flight, and now I'm resting. So I didn't really trade today, just watched the action here late. And I just wanted to walk through the charts here because it was a very interesting day. I think I couldn't figure out why the financials were so strong. It's just amazing. If you had any doubt that the Fed only cares about their banks, it has been removed. So for 8 years, they've given them free money to basically reinvest into the stock and bond markets at 8 to 12 to 1 leverage. And so it's just basically free guaranteed money. And then they raised interest rates on the real people, but they didn't raise the cost of having those excess reserves held at the Fed. So that means more profit for them. Then they turn around and they let them take that profit that we've given them. And now she had the gall to say that they will never see a financial crisis in her lifetime. Unless she's planning on dying in a year, I think she's going to eat those words. And then they allowed them to do basically stock buybacks and dividends. So, I think the Fed is allowing the banks to monetize, I think, is end game here. And that's what pushed the financials up. And they obviously, from the 26th, have been smelling this was going to happen. And they bought in ahead of it. But, at the same time, I just saw a chart saying that lending is down across all categories. This morning, existing home sales were down again. Auto sales are down. Credit card defaults are up. Companies are at the highest debt to equity, debt to income, debt to asset ratios ever. They gorged on stock buybacks. And she's raising interest rates into it. I think we have a disaster coming on our hands, but that's what pushed it up. Just amazing. When I hopped on the airplane, the Nasdaq, the NQ was down 50 from the close. When I landed, it was up 40 from the close yesterday, and just grinded up all day long. It was absolutely amazing. So let me just go through the charts. Here's XLF, we're just talking about. And then we have SPY, which also bounced back nicely today too. Just these V-dips. We see these, I call these crazy Ivans a lot. So now we have to see if there's going to be a follow-through on this. But look at, SPY's done nothing. I mean, it's literally in a 4-point range. And I get nervous. Well, the volatility went down even more today. UVXY is down at 9. I mean, the thing is so incredibly broke. It's just amazing. Here's the Qs, like I talked about. I'm not sure what's happening here after hours on that, but we'll have to see what the morning brings on that. I just think it's probably a misprint overnight. But anyway, it's still, if you look, and I'll put this thing up here, is if you take the low right here against this high, the Qs have retraced 50% of the move from the from its recent high to this recent low. And so now we'll have to see if it maybe get up to here and then see if it fails. But just something to keep an eye on. I pretty much are day trading the Qs anyway, and but it looks like it's stuck in a range too. That's all they have left is basically to squeeze out leverage wherever they find it until they literally the system goes into into a point, and then it's over. Here's the VIX. It's amazing to me. They basically wiped out the whole trade from yesterday. I mean, you can't even get 2 days back to back in this market. I mean, they're forcing everybody into becoming day traders. Just amazing. DVXY. GDX up again today. They try to push it down first thing. I'll have to look tomorrow. I'll probably have to roll my dust puts over unless GDX gets a really big move here. But I just know that people are sniffing that, and what's happening here is that that the money supply is growing faster than the growth of the economy. And it's starting to cause issues with the dollar, but it's worldwide. Currencies created is faster than growth and productivity and velocity, and that's going to lift. That's going to lift all the commodities higher. It'll overwhelm the non-commodity stocks because there's no growth. And so you'll start seeing that transfer happening, and you've already seen it. They're not letting the other one go, and they're starting to raise this. So it's really gonna be interesting to watch. Here's the video. I hope my subscriber took his profit yesterday. I wasn't in the chat today, so I don't know. So I just certainly hope he did. He had a great trade on. And here's IWM. Looks like my put spread on IWM is going to be a bust. No follow through at all. So I'll salvage what I can tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to work out. Not with the banks as strong. Apple, tech got pushed up today. It was just one of those games that they play. So tech and finance versus the rest of the sectors. XLE, we got a push up today. Looks like it settled down a little bit after hours. We're in it. 64.60 is our buy price. Never touch my stop, which is right here, and I'll publish that one overnight. Now that I'm back, we're at 63.97 now for a stop. XLK just took it up to VWAP. Let's see if there's any follow through at all. Small caps, like I said, all bank action. XIV, the XIV money machine in the test, it looked like it worked again. I went back and checked the text messages I got, and I time-stamped them. But it looks like it was a profitable day. You probably would have made net 60, net 70 cents on it, depending on what trade you jumped in on. And once I figure out the logistics of how to share this with people, I'll be putting it out there in the store. But I think people will like it. Even if the market goes sideways, you get some really good intraday action on the 15-minute with it. Same range with SDS with SPY. GDXJ up 1.5%. I think this is going to be a very interesting place. Small cap miners seem to be ignoring this whole move down. Okay, you see, I'm going to talk SCO in a second. Oil had a good day again today. I think it's on the right trend. We'll just see where it goes from here. But if it breaks over 45, then I think it's going to take its run to 49 to 51. I think 51 is the target that I put out there. I have to look back at my notes. But that's a retracement level, which would be a big move. We got Nugget, talked about that. XBI, I still have my 78.77 put spread on. No follow through again. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but I am likely to roll that spread into next week. So we'll see if we get weakness here. That the healthcare bill is not coming together, and I think things are gonna start getting ugly because people are gonna go home to their recesses. Only 12% of the people like the plan coming up in the Senate, and I will tell you, I'm in agreement with them. I think they're totally misreading. They're totally misreading the population on this. Obama misread it on purpose because he wanted socialized medicine. People want affordable health care. And what the Republicans are doing is they're basically strip mining the government subsidies of health care so they can do another tax relief for the wealthy to provide a supply side kicker. Well, Yellen just did that for 8 years and nothing flowed to the folk. And these tax cuts will not flow to the folk either. And people are like, you know what? I can't afford to even go to the doctor to find out if I'm sick. And I just think there's going to be another bloodbath on their hands. And, if the Democrats want to get into power, if they just focus on that one issue, they'll be back in power, no problem. They're just too insane. And the Republicans are too greedy. I just don't get it. I really don't. I mean, people are going to start killing people because they can't get health care, and they're going to be fit to be tied. and I just don't understand why this is so hard. Are they that beholden to people that they can't say you're going to have to cut the growth of your cost curves out because people simply can't afford what you're trying to provide to them? It's going to be interesting. I'm not hopeful. Here's gold. Okay, I'm so thankful we got out of SQQ yesterday. We made 3% and hopped off. It wasn't because I had any great insight. It was just because I was shocked that we made 3% so quickly. And the way this market goes, you know, you can't even keep gains for a day if you're counter trending the Fed. So it's something I may have to note for myself. We may have to take the money and run more often on some of these trades when we have big down days until the Fed loses control. There's the Amazon back to VWAP. Silver's plugging along. Nice rounded bottom. As this thing goes, it's going to explode. Okay. Real estate's all over the place. There's dust sitting on VWAP. Not looking good to me. I can see the bottom drop out of this thing. Like I said, sell rips all the time. There's gold. Flat as a pancake. You know, in years past when interest rates on the long end would drift up, it would kill gold, but it's not this time. People are seeing that the currencies are rising faster than the economy, ergo buy precious metals. Here's UNG. I have to resituate myself on this, but it looks like it's filling a gap, and then once it does that, look for it to go long again. Here's the small caps. ERX, we talked about those. XME, we got stopped out yesterday, and then obviously I wasn't around to say, hey, buy the gap up. But it looks good. So I guess the next thing I'm watching now is to see if this is a cup. If we get up to here, and then if it drifts back, then I think we go, and then it'll be $32 for XME coming up. Which is amazing because we have no growth, but we have commodities rising. It's only because it's relative to the monetary systems. There's the banks. Amazing. Here's oil. Okay, so we have a buy on this at 450, and then I'll set stops on it. Looks like right now, if you took my advice on the trade, I guess I can't call it advice. My suggestions is that I would set the stop at 462. MOS, it still can't get out of its own way. SH, AG, okay, stops at 821. I'll update that tomorrow. It's just plugging along, little train that could. FAZ, okay, WPM, nice move, drifted down under 20, and I sold another 10 naked put at 20.50 for next Friday. I got sold calls on 20 contracts of sold calls, and I got 60 contracts of naked puts, and then I have 4,000 shares. That's kind of where I'm sitting, and I'm grinding out on average right now $200 a day. So that's kind of like where I like to be. I'd like to get this to a point where I can you know, in 1 year's time, you know, if I can net out about between 40 and 50K from 100K's worth of investment, that would be really good. So we'll see. I'm only 6 weeks into it, so with a full position, I'll keep you posted. But if you want to follow along, right now it's the good chance that WPM breaks out here, but if not, it'll drift back down to like 1970, and then we'll go hit it again. Those who got stopped out with my stop that I put on there, we'll just have to wait for it to come back down and go. But if it you know, the next area here, resistance is 2098. It may get up there, so we're gonna have to look for a safe place to get in, or we could buy something else. Okay, SCO. So tomorrow we'll take off that trade. I have a 50-45 put spread on, and I just will have to wait till the morning to see what price we can get for it, but we maxed it out pretty much. So nice trade, counteracted IWM not working out for us. Here's TWM. Just sit there. It's having a hard time getting below 20 though, so be looking for recommending a new entry here soon. And here's the dollar. This is what's going to cause everything to push up. And so we'll just at least in the metals and miners and the oil side, the energy complex, I should say. Okay, drip's kind of holding on. Looks like a head and shoulders pattern to me. Those that like to trade drip, this could be a good chance for you to get into it tomorrow. Okay, DBA is just sitting flat. You know, if you're not in DBA, this is probably a good price to get in. They just have a hard time. They're pushing commodity prices below the cost of production across the world. And it's just because they can overwhelm the farmers right now. They have all the leverage. Until we get a shortage that forces them to cover, we're just gonna have to take every rally, sell half off, and let it push it back down. Keep doing this, we keep grinding our averages down. Okay, watching URA here. Missed this move, even though I saw it coming. I wanted it to break over. Now it's broken over. I want to see if we can get a drift down, test it, and then we'll buy some URA. There's coffee, pretty flat. Here's the reason why the market went up a little bit today, but not much. Having trouble with the yen here. So, but this is why you have juice for the stock market. This is all yen juice. And they use it as fuel to buy the financials and the techs. You got BIS. Look at that stair step on sugar. I guess people aren't going to eat sugar anymore. There's wheat. We pushed up to the VWAP and sold off. So if you're in it, I recommend yesterday's 710 for futures. Probably a good time to take profit if you did that futures bet. They don't sell it off tomorrow before you can get to it. JGG, we're in it. 26.75 is our average price. I'm fully in it, and then just waiting for a bounce so I can take profit on half again, and then just keep lowering my average down. And here's corn, and just sitting there flat. SILJ, since some of you may have missed the WPM trade or don't want to trade that along with me, this is something to keep in mind to get back into this one again. Let's see, anything else I want to show you here? The VIX back down to 10, and I think that's pretty much it. Oh, and here they pushed up the 10-year to 2.21 or 2.22, and I just don't see how raising interest rates when the two biggest employers in the country are, well, three, the government, autos, and housing, all rely on cheap credit to survive and thrive. How that's not going to cause incredible pain in our economy is beyond me. It's going to be, I wouldn't say fun to watch, it'll be very interesting. I just hope I'm on the right side of it. I'm back to XLF. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm trading full day. My daughter's tournament is not in the afternoon. And then Friday we just have to see whether we're morning or afternoon trading. Playing. I have trading on the brain. And then, so I may not be around on Friday. But then come Monday, I'm back in the saddle. And Tuesday we have July 4th. And then we have the summer doldrums after that. And we'll just have to see what's in store for us during that low volume period of time. Thanks. I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.